On the surface, a dark journalistic drama about WikiLeaks and a white-knuckle thriller about Formula One racing don't share a lot in common. But deep down, actually, no, wait, it's true. They don't actually, except they're both based on true stories, and they both star this fella, Daniel Brühl, one of this day's most sought-after young actors. A guy who may be best known as the sympathetic young Nazi sniper in Quentin Tarantino's Second World War revenge classic. Yes, it's a classic now, Inglourious Bastards.
Emmanuel Mimieux. Très joli nom.
Before that, Daniel, who was raised in Germany, helped tell the story of another pivotal moment in the country's history. The film was called Goodbye Lenin, set after the reunification of Germany, about his mother's love of communism and a son's love for his mother. And now Daniel's starring in two big pictures, both out at the same time. Rush, which is Ron Howard's film, about the real-life rivalry between race car drivers James Hunt and Niki Lauda.
Because I'm quicker than all of you.
Fine. Then let's race.
And the aforementioned WikiLeaks film, The Fifth Estate, and its controversial founder, Julian Assange.
We wouldn't know what the hell we were publishing.
So we let the historians decide.
Would you be so kind as to cast your gaze over my shoulders and please welcome Daniel Brühl! Nice to see you.
Pleasure.
Thanks for being here. Look, it's a real pleasure to have you here. You obviously have a lot on the go.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
It is one thing to play a character that's living. It's, you know, you can play a character like a race car driver back in the day, but when you're playing a character where their story is so in the moment, you know, Chelsea Manning, formerly Bradley Manning, Julian Assange, still in asylum, like, it's ever-changing. Is it a different mindset for you when you do that?
Yeah, I've never been involved in a movie which deals with such a relevant subject, never in my life. So it is strange, yeah. And you feel an enormous responsibility and weight on your shoulder. But I think Bill Condon, the director, Josh Singer, the scriptwriter, the producers have done a very good job to make a very legitimate approach to that story and to tell a clever, dramatic thriller and to exclude all the speculation, everything which is still not solved, you know, but just focus on the relationship between two guys and then the founding of the organization, the development and the success, and then eventually the conflicts that they have.
When an athlete knows they have big responsibilities, they have to practice, they have to do the repetitions, there are things you can do. When an actor feels a responsibility, or an artist feels a responsibility different to perhaps another project, what do you have to do differently? Like, how do you make sure you do it right?
Well, I didn't know anything about computers.
You have no computers?
No. Well, I do have a computer, but I don't know anything about it, really. My brother is an IT guy. He cracked up laughing when he told me, when I told him I'm going to play Daniel Domscheit-Berg. He said, you're going to play one of the WikiLeaks guys? That's ridiculous. So I had to meet him first, you know. To be able to send a mail. No, it's not that bad. But, you know, I'm not a hacker.
Did you have a rotary phone? Like that?
No, and I freaked out because when I first met Daniel Domscheit-Berg, who is a hacker, who's an activist, he told me, what kind of passwords do you have on your computer? It would take me 5 minutes to get into your computer and to, you know, get hold of all the stuff you have on the computer. That freaked me out.
Yeah, well, did it freak you because of what you have on your computer?
Good point.
Listen, you have to, everybody knows you have to put the hard drive in the bathtub and set it on fire. Everybody knows that. So what was that? Was there nerves in that first meeting with him, understanding that you're talking to a guy who has co-founded one of the most interesting organizations around today?
Yeah, I was nervous and I also envied him in a way, you know, because I thought this is a true activist, you know. I would sit around in Berlin with my friends and we want to change the world and, you know, we have very clever ideas of how we would do it, but we never really did anything, you know. In my parents' generations, they went to rallies and demonstrations. They had very clear enemies. And, you know, the world has become very complex and complicated. And in my generation, we didn't know how to oppose, how to, you know, change something. And guys like Daniel, well, they're really true activists.
At any point during your filming with Benedict Cumberbatch, who's one of the great actors of our time, did you ever look at him and accidentally call him Sherlock Holmes?
I did the first time I met him. Yeah. I came in London to a room and he said what I had for breakfast. He knew that I was left-handed. He knew, you know, he had some recommendation to how I should clean my shirt better. You know, he knew it all before saying hi, you know. He said, and I said, well, it's nice to meet you, Sherlock.
What kind of singer are you?
Singer?
Yeah. Actually, before you
why are you
answer
asking?
that, before you answer that, why don't we just watch?
No. Oh, no.
This is beautiful. What are you talking about?
Oh, God. Oh. This is...
First of all, I recognize the reason for discomfort, but you hit the notes. Many people can't.
Yeah, well, at least something.
But was your father directing that scene?
Yes.
Yeah. What did he teach you about acting in a key moment?
I guess to be humble and, you know, to stay grounded and to not, you know, to be very curious in life and to not give too much importance about the job, about what people tell you in this profession, and, you know, stick to your taste and just yeah, follow a certain path. And I have a psychologist, my girlfriend, which helps me a lot too. You know,
You make her take her work home? Is that it? You at night you go through this?
Well, sometimes I do sit on a couch like this. And then no, but it just puts your personal problems, which are ridiculous sometimes, in perspective, in the right perspective, you know. So if I complain about a long shooting day and, you know, and it was so cold or the catering wasn't good, you know, I come home and she says, well, now I'm going to tell you about my day. And I think like, oops, okay, I won't go on complaining about these pathetic little problems that I have.
But a real pleasure. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Daniel Brühl. Fifth Estate. It's in theaters on October the 18th. Make sure you check it out. Daniel Brühl. We'll be right back.